Telling you right now, Ellie was applying major pressure to get Caitlin Clark to come on to New York, and I think that'd be a great destination for y'all. I've been saying it, bro. Caitlin Clark need to get the hell out of Indy, bro. It ain't working. It ain't working.
A secret plot to steal Caitlin Clark from the Indiana Fever is already in motion, and the proof isn't some vague rumor. It's a single photograph that has sent shockwaves through the league. Taken in the quiet tunnels of the Barclays Center, the image shows Clark looking relaxed and at home with Liberty stars Breanna Stewart and Sabrina Ionescu, and their coach, Sandy Brondello. But the detail that exposes the entire operation is the presence of one man, her agent, Aaron Caney. Let's be clear, agents don't show up to friendly chats. Their presence means business is being discussed. This wasn't an accident. It was the first shot fired in a war to get Caitlin Clark out of Indiana, and it's a war the Fever are already losing.
Caitlin Clark to the New York Liberty? Confirmed? You guys? The photo circulating went viral of Caitlin Clark in the bowels of the Barclays Center with Liberty coach Sandy Brondello and Breanna Stewart and Sabrina.
But this backroom meeting was only one half of a masterfully executed plan. The other half was happening in plain sight for thousands to witness. During the All-Star Weekend festivities, the New York Liberty's mascot Ellie was strategically seated right next to Caitlin Clark. This wasn't a random playful gimmick. For nearly the entire event, the mascot was a constant, friendly, and very public presence. A walking, furry recruitment billboard, making it impossible for anyone to miss the message.
I think it's safe to say that the Liberty are currently running the full court press to try to get Caitlin Clark at some stage in her career. Do I think they'll get Caitlin Clark next year? No. Do I think it'll be the year after? No. Do I think at some stage they'll get Caitlin?
It was a public declaration of intent, a bold and theatrical move designed to show Clark exactly how much she was wanted in the Big Apple. The Liberty's strategy was clear and devastatingly effective. Behind closed doors, the franchise's leaders were laying the groundwork for a potential deal, and out in the open, they were creating a spectacle of admiration. For these seeds of recruitment to take root, the soil in Indiana had to be infertile. As it turns out, it's a barren wasteland of confusion and mismanagement.
Whoa, league of my own, it don't get better. No.
Poorly mascots. Yes, the New York Liberty mascot Ellie was applying major pressure to Caitlin yesterday. I mean, she just could not stop messing with Caitlin. And I mean, it got so bad. Aaliyah Boston sitting next to Caitlin like this. Like all the people ain't just watching you just sit here and be all up in Ellie's face. I love this. I think Caitlin Clark was just showing love, but I'm telling you right now, Ellie was applying major pressure to get Caitlin Clark to come on to New York, and I think that'd be a great destination.
The real reason Clark looks so at home, surrounded by the Liberty's top brass, is because of the professional chaos she is being forced to endure in Indiana. This isn't just about a losing record. It's about a fundamental breakdown in coaching philosophy that borders on outright sabotage. After returning from her third injury of the season, Clark, the most electric playmaker and basketball mind in the league, was inexplicably moved off the point guard position.
Gotta tell you, imagine getting on national TV, being paid by ESPN, paid by CBS, and have the nerve to look at the viewing public, lie to them, and say the Indiana Fever are more dangerous without Caitlin Clark. I'm curious, are those same people going to be on TV this evening, tomorrow morning? Are they going to look in the camera and double down on the Indiana Fever are more dangerous without Caitlin?
In a move that stunned analysts and fans alike, Coach Stephanie White handed the keys to the offense to a role player, effectively taking the ball out of the hands of her generational talent. This isn't a nuanced tactical adjustment, it's coaching malpractice. You don't draft a quarterback with a cannon for an arm and then ask them to only hand the ball off. The Fever had the easiest job in sports: build the entire universe around Caitlin Clark. Instead, they've bafflingly chosen to dismantle her greatest strengths and force her into a system that suffocates her talent.
Yeah, by the way, Caitlin Clark looks unbelievably happy talking to these folks. But this is how it starts in sports. This is how it starts in the NFL. This is how it starts in the NBA. when you start seeing the wheels in motion, there's signs. There's signs before eventually a player gets traded. A player eventually marks their next destination. The Indiana Fever, you're on notice. You're on notice. You better recognize what you've got going on, the asset in front of you, and you do whatever you have to do to correct what is happening.
If you think this is just an overblown opinion, the cold, hard numbers tell an even more disturbing story. During her phenomenal rookie season, Clark was a statistical marvel, averaging over 19 points and 8.4 assists per game. This year, under Coach White's rigid and confusing system, her production has cratered. Her field goal percentage has sunk to a dismal 36.7%, and her three-point shooting, her signature league-altering weapon, has fallen to an unacceptable 27.9%.
Y'all, this thing was supposed to be built upon Caitlin Clark's strengths. It's that simple. It's that simple. What's wild is you had the easiest gig in the business. This was the easiest gig in the business. All you had to do was show up. Yo, what offense was y'all running last year? Y'all was scoring like 104, 108, sometimes in the 90s. Whoa. Okay, run your offense, but y'all listen to me on this defensive end. I'll let y'all do what y'all want on Caitlin. The offense is yours. I'm going to handle this defensive side of the ball. We're going to get better over here. You had the easiest gig in the business. You went and blew it. You went and just made the job 10 times harder than what.
These are not the signs of a simple sophomore slump. They are the statistical receipts of a player being systematically hamstrung by her own team. Even more concerning are the injuries. After famously never missing a single game throughout her college career, Clark has already been sidelined for 10 games this season with 3 different soft tissue injuries. It forces you to ask the terrifying question, is this system not only hurting her game, but is it physically breaking her down?
I thought we started really well. I thought we were competitive. I thought we played with energy in the first 5 minutes. And then, when they kind of went on their first run, it kind of deflated us a little bit, which I'm not really sure why. But the offense, I think, for us, it starts on defense. And we, struggled, scouting report wise. We struggled personnel. We struggled to do what the coaches asked of us. And then, overall, we just played with more energy and effort, and those.
While Clark was being physically and statistically diminished, that meeting in the tunnel gave her a front row seat to how a true championship organization operates. The New York Liberty don't try to force their stars into a restrictive box. They build the entire arena around them. When Sabrina Ionescu struggled early in her career, they didn't sideline her or move her off the ball. They invested in her, building their offense around her unique skills until she blossomed into the superstar she is today.
One thing I like about the New York Liberty, they got a little run and gun in their offense. When I watched them the other day against the Aces, and Sandy does a wonderful job making that ball go. And it's fast paced. They shoot threes. They allow Sabrina be Sabrina. She can shoot her threes. They're a very well balanced team. They got a little inside, but they also got some outside too. And I can see why they won the championship. And I just hope that when Caitlin Clark feels and sees that, she goes, that's a good idea.
They don't ask Breanna Stewart, one of the greatest players of all time, to change her game to accommodate lesser talent. Coach Sandy Brondello's philosophy is simple yet powerful. Maximize your stars' incredible strengths and build a system that conceals their weaknesses. It's a culture of empowerment, strategy, and respect. A stark contrast to the dysfunction Clark is facing in Indiana, where the franchise seems to expect its most valuable asset to just be grateful for the opportunity to play in their broken system.
WNBA last year was the first year in its 25-30 year existence that it was profitable. Made $1 million. But it was the first time that it didn't lose money because the NBA supplements. When Caitlin Clark comes to town, you have to go from the 8,000 seat WNBA arena to the 30,000 seat whatever arena across town, because of ticket sales and all of the apparel and all of this stuff that's coming from Caitlin Clark. And you're just like, okay, but the league is totally destroying her You know, they're trying to destroy her.
This fundamental difference in philosophy isn't just about winning games, it's about recognizing the monumental financial force that Caitlin Clark truly is. They call it the Caitlin Clark effect, and it's a tidal wave of revenue that is reshaping the league's entire economy. When she plays, viewership on major networks like ESPN skyrockets, peaking at nearly 3 million viewers. When she's out with an injury caused by her team's questionable management, the Fever's viewership plummets by a staggering 40%.
But the Liberty have shown her love. We've seen that as a bit of a theme. There was the moment between Stewie and Clark when Clark came back from injury the first time. And then there were some nice words. I missed the moment myself of them posted up there for a second. But there were some nice words from Liberty coach Sandy Brondello that I did capture. And I thought they were...
Arenas across the country sell out, going from half-empty venues to packed houses of 15,000 fans, all chanting her name. Her economic impact on the city of Indianapolis alone is estimated to be over $36 million, a figure that accounts for nearly 27% of the entire league's economic activity. The Liberty don't just see a great player, they see a franchise-altering force, an asset capable of making them the most valuable and visible team in the history of the WNBA. Indiana is fumbling a billion-dollar bag, and New York is waiting to pick it up.
I've never seen somebody fumble a incredible talent like this. Generational, once in a lifetime player like this. I've never seen somebody fumble the bag this easy. This was an easy bag. Stephanie White, this was an easy bag, bro. All you had to do was focus on the defense and let Caitlin handle the offense. But you're fixated on this trash offense you brought from Connecticut that nobody...
With so much at stake, the timeline for her departure is no longer a distant fantasy, but a rapidly approaching reality. Clark's rookie contract runs through the 2027 season. In 2028, she will officially become a free agent, completely free to choose her own destiny. That date should be circled in bright red in the Indiana Fever's front office, a ticking time bomb counting down to their biggest nightmare. The Liberty are already preparing.
For the people who don't believe in the CC effect, my precious CC, y'all ticket sales went from $262 to $121 to $64 to get in at the door. That is horrible. It decreased by 48%. You hear me? That is wild. So for all the ones who be hating on my precious CC, understand the Caitlin Clark effect is real. The CC effect is real. My precious CC is...
They have more available cap space than Indiana, and a roster that seems scientifically engineered to amplify her skills. Imagine the sheer chaos for opposing defenses. Clark running a high pick and roll with Brianna Stewart with the option to find a wide open Sabrina Ionescu on the wing after drawing a triple team. It's not just a better team, it's a perfect basketball ecosystem designed to unlock a level of greatness from her that we haven't even seen yet.
And it's the players, they can't handle it, can't handle the jealousy. Well, like, well, nobody knows the hell you are. Nobody knows you. They know Caitlin Clark. Like, you looking a gift horse in the mouth, and the WNBA, when they go for salary renegotiations and they get more money because of the viewers that Caitlin Clark brings in, they need to call Caitlin and say thank you for money because of you.
But the Liberty aren't just offering a better team, they're offering an empire. The move to New York transcends basketball and enters the realm of global branding. Clark already has massive deals with Nike, Gatorade, and State Farm, but in Indianapolis, her reach has a ceiling. New York City is the media and marketing capital of the world. Playing for the Liberty would elevate her from a national superstar into a global icon, unlocking a level of endorsement power and influence that is simply impossible in a smaller market. It's the difference between being famous and being a household name in every corner of the planet. While Indiana offers a paycheck, New York offers a dynasty, both on the court and on her balance sheet. This isn't just about winning games, it's about building a financial legacy that will last for generations. While New York plans to build an empire around her, Indiana is failing to even protect her on the court. The story of her rookie season has been marred by a pattern of excessively hard fouls and cheap shots from opponents, fueled by a narrative of jealousy that has spread throughout the league. Instead of rallying around their star and protecting her, the Fever have often appeared passive, leaving Clark to fend for herself against blatant aggression. This isn't just bad team chemistry, it's a catastrophic failure to protect your most valuable asset. A veteran-led, championship-minded team like the Liberty would never allow their franchise player to be physically targeted without immediate and forceful retaliation. The lack of protection in Indiana sends a clear message. She's on her own, and in a league this physical, that's a dangerous and isolating position for any player to be in. But perhaps the most damaging factor of all isn't the coaching, the stats, or the hard fouls. It's the silent, grinding, psychological toll that a culture of losing takes on a born winner. Caitlin Clark spent her college career at Iowa, dragging her team to national championship games through sheer force of will. She is a ferocious competitor who expects to win every single time she steps on the court. Now, she's trapped in a system that seems content with mediocrity, where her visible frustration is often misinterpreted instead of understood. Watching her on the court, you can see the spirit of a champion fighting against the weight of a dysfunctional organization. The move to New York would be more than a change of scenery. It would be a lifeline. It would place her back in an environment that matches her own relentless drive for greatness. A place where winning isn't a surprise, but the standard. Ultimately, this story isn't just about a bigger market or a better roster. This is about respect. The secret meeting in the tunnel, the agent's calculated presence, the public recruitment, and the toxic environment in Indiana all point to one undeniable and powerful truth. The New York Liberty understand what they would be getting, and the Indiana Fever clearly, painfully, do not. They are squandering the prime years of a player who is single-handedly elevating their franchise and the entire league. The writing is on the wall. The Queen of the Court does not need to be a pawn in a failing team's confused experiments. In 2028, she will have the power to make a choice. And after seeing her talent suffocated and her value disrespected, she will be drawn to an organization that has already demonstrated it knows how to treat a legend. For Caitlin Clark, joining the Liberty won't just be a career move, it will be an escape to a place that will finally recognize, value, and build a dynasty around her greatness.